A man attempts to burn down a home after being evicted. A psychologist is convicted for helping attorney Eric C. Kahn, and the Floyd County crash claims a life. And it all happened this week. Welcome everyone to This Week. I'm Sean Allen. For the next half hour, we'll catch you up on news you may have missed and give you updates on the week that was in your hometown. A Floyd County man was jailed this week after being charged with third-degree arson. It happened at a Abbey Court residence in the community of Auxerre in Floyd County. The Auxerre Volunteer Fire Department responded to a call of a structure fire just after 11 p.m. Officials on the scene say when they arrived, they found a mattress had been placed at the back of one of the trailers and set on fire.
What we found when we first got here was a mattress leaned up against the end of the trailer on the second one here on the right, and the fire had started to go through the end of the trailer. We laid a line from engine 1 and the men got suited up and went inside and put the fire out. The trailer was empty. I think the gentleman had been evicted a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago.
Residents of the lot told the Kentucky State Police arson investigator that 53-year-old Frank Webb of Auxerre had stated, quote, he would burn the trailer down, end quote, and was seen removing a no trespassing sign from the residence just before walking to the rear of the residence where the fire was set shortly thereafter. Webb was detained on an unrelated active warrant until security footage from cameras nearby could be reviewed. Upon review, a male fitting the description of Webb could be seen leaving the scene of the fire. Webb remains lodged in the Floyd County Detention Center. A Mingo County woman is facing charges related to the death of a Logan County woman last month. According to West Virginia State Police, 32-year-old Christy Finley of Dingus is charged with murder in the death of 45-year-old Tammy Browning of Mount Gay. Browning was taken to Logan Regional Medical Center on August 15th. Authorities say she had died several hours before her body was actually taken to the hospital. The state medical examiner found Browning had narcotics in her system and died of an overdose. Troopers say following an investigation, they believe Finley gave Browning a narcotic used to treat moderate to severe pain. Finley was lodged at the Southwestern Regional Jail. A handgun left behind in a public restroom lands a West Virginia man in jail. EKB's Chris Anderson has the details.
29-year-old Eric Price of Hatfield Bottom and Matewan was taken into custody Saturday. He was charged with leaving a loaded handgun behind in the restroom at the South Williamson Arby's restaurant. Court documents said Price removed the gun from his holster and placed it onto the toilet at Arby's Saturday afternoon and left without taking the gun. The gun was later found by another patron and turned in, and Kentucky State Police was called to respond. An arrest citation said management at the restaurant told police that Price called about the gun before troopers arrived and was, quote, verbally aggressive to an employee. The citation said a review of surveillance footage showed that about 50 people, including some children, came into and out of the store between the time Price left the weapon behind and when he came back to get it. Price was charged with misdemeanor wanton endangerment in the second degree and was lodged in the Pike County Detention Center. He's since made bond and is due back in district court in October. The weapon remains in evidence at KSP Post 9 in Pikeville. The investigation is ongoing. In South Williamson, Chris Anderson, EKB News.
A psychologist convicted of helping an Eastern Kentucky disability lawyer defraud the government of millions of dollars has been sentenced to 25 years in prison. Alfred Bradley Atkins was sentenced for his role in the scheme orchestrated by attorney Eric C. Kahn. Earlier this year, Kahn pleaded guilty to stealing from the government and bribing a judge in order to secure Social Security disability benefits for his clients. Prosecutors say Atkins signed forms that contained false information about Kahn's clients. Kahn paid him $350 for each assessment. As you know, while on house arrest awaiting sentencing, Kahn ran from authorities in June and remains on the run. 2 Martin County women are jailed after drugs are found inside their home. It happened at a residence in Lovely when Martin County deputies responded to a complaint received by social services. 37-year-old April Brewer gave the deputies consent to search the home. During the search, a pink purse was found in the heating and cooling unit, where also was found 44-year-old Susanna Webb, as that's where she was hiding. Several uncapped syringes were found inside that purse. Also found during the search were items used to manufacture meth. Webb's boyfriend, Larry Mitchell Brewer, allegedly told officers that meth had been made inside the residence. A 3-year-old boy was removed from the home by Child Protective Services. While deputies were continuing their investigation, Larry Mitchell Brewer fled the scene and jumped into the river. If you know the whereabouts of Larry Mitchell Brewer, you are asked to call the Martin County Sheriff's Department at 606-298-2828. All calls, of course, can remain anonymous. Last weekend, we told you about a Pike County man who videoed himself yelling at a school bus driver. That man found himself in jail this week over that incident. Benny Gooslin of Phelps faces misdemeanor charges of menacing, harassment, and obstructing governmental operations. A private warrant sworn out by Pike County school bus driver Linda Fields alleges that on September 13th, Gooslin blocked the door to the bus, screamed and cursed at her, and kept children from boarding the bus, alleging Fields had, quote, done his family wrong. The warrant also alleges Gooslin took his fist and tried to break the driver's side window of the bus. The warrant states that there were 10 children on the bus at the time of the incident. Gooslin was arrested last weekend and pled not guilty to the charges Monday morning. He was lodged in the Pike County Detention Center. A crash Tuesday morning in Floyd County killed one person and sent 2 others to the hospital. 74-year-old John Coleman of Galveston was killed in that accident. We are told a passenger in Coleman's vehicle and the driver of the other vehicle involved were both transported to Pikeville Medical Center for their injuries.
We received a call at approximately 8 a.m. this morning of a 2-vehicle accident on Brams Creek in Floyd County. As a result of this accident, there is 1 confirmed fatality. Possibly could be fog or speed related. That's unconfirmed at this time.
Coming up, a tech giant was in our region last weekend. We'll explain when we return. Coming up next on This Week.
A family history of hardening of the arteries puts you at a higher risk of developing carotid artery disease.
The first sign of carotid artery disease could be a stroke. Let us help change your family health history.
Pikeville Medical Center's vascular surgeons provide comprehensive treatment for circulatory disorders. Find out if you are a candidate for vascular screenings. Call 606-218-2202. Pikeville Medical Center, proud member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network.
Parents, there's a new innovative way to keep your home virtually spotless. It's called Forward Pay from Appalachian Wireless. Unlimited text, talk, and 3 gigs of data for just $44.99, which you only pay month to month. If, of course, little Timmy finishes cleaning his room and doing the dishes by 6 p.m. Forward Pay even works on hand-me-down phones. See store for details. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless, an East Kentucky network company.
In times of joy, in moments of grief, we are there. When the world looks for truth, broadcasters come through, even when all else fails. Today, with more ways than ever to experience the moments that transform our lives, Americans still choose broadcast television and radio more than all other media combined. Television and radio are still the most trusted sources for news and entertainment. And our web and social sites are among the most visited sites in our daily lives. When important moments happen, both big and small, we're the first informers to history. We are the pioneers, the innovators, the local broadcasters of radio and television, reaching more people, touching more lives.
Some Belfry students got the chance to meet with Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg last weekend. The tech giant was in our region meeting students along the way and was impressed by the talent. EKB's Shelby Still brings us a closer look at what the kids have accomplished.
Students at Belfry High School met Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg Sunday during an event at the Kentucky Valley Educational Cooperative. During the event, students were given the opportunity to showcase their technology skills. The students have been using software developed by Zuckerberg and his wife, the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative. Belfry's science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics students and those in advanced computer classes presented their robots and electronic games to Zuckerberg. The projects were created just 4 weeks ago.
We built them and we programmed them to interview an Alzheimer's patient and report back to a nurse of like a daily checkup.
We've been working closely with the nursing program here, and they've gave us questions to ask the patients and stuff, and what a typical checkup is like.
It has several different sensors on it, and that can be put on it to be programmed to do whatever we need it to. For example, we have 2 touch sensors. Whenever we touch them, they will stop, start, turn, or back up, or whatever you need them to do. We also have a color sensor. It reads the light density off of the black tape and the white light to make it follow a line.
Mostly, we made games from what we knew, from what we've learned previously in our other coding classes.
Many have mixed emotions about meeting Zuckerberg and what it was like to showcase their technology skills in front of one of the leading members of the industry.
It was scary, but also very exciting at the same time.
He was easy to talk to. He was a very personal guy.
He was so humble.
The visit was part of a trip that has taken Zuckerberg to Kentucky, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania over the past few days as part of his Year of Travel Challenge. In Belfry, Shelby Still, EKB News.
News headlines are filled with the effects the drug epidemic is having on our region. I had the chance to attend the 4th annual recovery event in Prestonsburg to shift focus to those who are seeking a different way of life. As National Recovery Month comes to an end, approximately 250 people gathered over the weekend at Archer Park in Prestonsburg to debunk the stigma that is often attached to an addict.
There's a lot of negative stereotypes that goes along with addiction. As soon as you say addiction, a lot of ugly pictures come up in people's minds. A lot of that is from a lack of educating themselves about addiction or recovery. A lot of folks in the community just look negatively about addiction and recovery, and we want to let people know that it's not a horror. There are horror stories, but there is life after addiction, and people become productive parts of society.
Some in attendance were there sharing their story of not only their struggles, but of their new life after addiction.
My daughter found me overdosed, and it was never really enough to make me change. I didn't really care. I got pregnant again with my 5-month-old, and I got sent to Karen's Place Maternity Center, and now I am interning there, and hopefully going to become staff soon. Jesus Christ blessed me beyond measures. Without His grace and mercy, I wouldn't be standing here today.
Event organizers say the event continues to grow and would like to thank the city of Prestonsburg and everyone involved. Reporting from Prestonsburg, I'm Sean Allen for EKB News. Coming up, fall forest fire season begins this weekend. We'll talk to officials, and EKB Chief Meteorologist Lathan Hopkins will begin with his fall forecast. It's coming up next on This Week.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Pikeville Medical Center encourages every woman over the age of 40 or with elevated risk for breast cancer to schedule your annual mammogram today. Perform breast exams at home and catch breast cancer early with screenings. Early detection is the best treatment. Save your life. Get a mammogram. To schedule an appointment at the Leonard Lawson Cancer Center, call 606-218-2212. Pikeville Medical Center, proud member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network.
Are you tired of pushing pins? Is your boss the worst? Co-workers driving you bonkers? Those cubicle walls seem smaller every day, don't they? You need a change. Here at East Kentucky Broadcasting, we invite you to join our dynamic sales team. Trade in a cubicle for wide open spaces, endless income potential, benefits, travel reimbursements, but wait, there's more. Join our team today and find yourself among the region's top marketing experts. Rub elbows with sales most elite. Send your resume in or visit our glamorous studios to fill out an application in person.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Lathan Hopkins. For the clearest, most up-to-date look at your weather, it's the EKB Weather Cam, brought to you by American Heating and Cooling. We give you a bird's eye view of the skies above Pikeville, rain or shine, day or night. Watch for the EKB Weather Cam every day at 6 and 10, brought to you by American Heating and Cooling.
It's that time of the year. This weekend marks the beginning of fall forest fire season. From October 1st through December 15th, strict outdoor burn restrictions are in effect. The recent run of hot and dry weather is causing concern to forestry officials in our region.
Starting Sunday morning, you will only be allowed to burn from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Right now we're having unseasonably warm temperatures, and we've had very little rain in the past several weeks. And if you haven't been outside, you'll notice that a lot of the leaves have already started to fall on, turning colors. We have a lot of ground clutter at this time. This weekend, everybody's wanting to try to get that garden spot cleared off, or they want to get the leaves done before the fire season comes in. It's supposed to be pretty Saturday, and people will go and burn quite a bit of stuff at one time.
Lindsay adds, while most people understand the time restrictions for outdoor burning, most people don't understand what they can and cannot burn.
Outdoor, you can only burn natural products. It's wood, grass, brush that you've cut. And once you start incorporating plastics or other hazardous materials, you're actually in violation of some of the air quality standards. Those toxins, once they cool off, they migrate back to the ground, they expose people, water sources. For years we had the old illegal trash dumps, and one of the things that they have found is a lot of the residue where the water, rainwater, has washed through those, have contaminated creeks or water streams. Well, the same thing can happen burning improper materials on a creek bank. All those unburnt fuels and unburnt products now get into the water stream.
In fact, if a trained law enforcement officer sees heavy black smoke coming from a fire that is burning man-made material, that person responsible could face a $25,000 fine. Well, do we have any rain on the way? For that, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Lathan Hopkins. Lathan?
Hey Sean, it will be a dry weekend, and that is a good thing and a bad thing. Of course, you want dry weather over the weekend, but we desperately need the rain. Not going to happen at least through Monday evening. High pressure here behind the banner continues to dominate the forecast. We do have another storm system brewing out west, but it's going to take its time getting here. It will probably be toward the end of the week next week before we start to see a chance of rain in the forecast. But of course, we're talking about the end of September, now heading into the fall forest fire season, as you mentioned. And again, the first part of the month, pretty wet. I mean, the first day we had over 2 inches of rain officially over at the National Weather Service office in Jackson. We had a well of about a 2.5 inch rainfall surplus for the first couple of weeks of September. Then the final 2 weeks, things changed. I mean, we've had right at a 1/4 inch of rain over the past 15 days, and that has been it. And this is why I'm a little concerned with not only the fall forest fire season, but of course, we're heading into that time of the year when we start to see the fall colors. And unless we get some rain, I think the leaves will die and just fall to the ground before we get any kind of beautiful color that we come to expect here in the mountains. Of course, still a couple weeks away from that. We'll keep you posted. And of course, I'll keep you posted on that forecast as well. Sean will be back in with more this week coming up.
Attention nurse practitioners. If you want to spend more time with the family, the perfect position is available as PMC is hiring for school nurse practitioner positions. You can work while kids are in school and be off in the summer with pay starting at over $38 an hour and an excellent benefit package. To learn more, call Allison Lovely with PMC Recruitment Services at 606-218-4915. 606-218-4915, Pikeville Medical Center, an equal opportunity employer.
Golden Corral now opens at 9:30 a.m. for 7-day brunch. Maybe you showed up for the strawberry cheesecake French toast, or made-to-order omelets, or delicious carved ham. Is that a mashed potato volcano? Nice! We have over 150 choices, but the only one that matters is yours. Golden Corral, your choice, rules.
Hey, I'm Matt Jones. This is Drew Franklin. You might know us from KSR, Kentucky Sports Radio, but now we are on television, 7:30 EKB, Southeast Kentucky TV, bringing Hey Kentucky to the mountains, Drew.
Best show on television, bringing all the awards.
That's exactly right. So tune in, 7:30 EKB, all the fun and excitement like you've never seen before. It's Hey Kentucky. We'll see you soon, Southeast Kentucky.
Hey Kentucky, weeknights at 7:30 on EKB TV.
The holiday season will be here before we know it, and an event this week in Pikeville raised money to help children who would otherwise struggle to find any holiday cheer. The city of Pikeville, Shop with a First Responder program, ensures dozens of area children have a Merry Christmas. To help fill those children's wish lists, the King of the Court charity volleyball tournament was held Monday at Pikeville High School, where all proceeds benefit the cause. The crowd on hand was treated to some high-intensity matches between students and the first responders.
We got beat by the juniors. It was the juniors. Pretty good group of athletes, but the game got intense. It came down to a one-point finish. It makes you feel really good about the things we do in the community and about these kids in general. You know, they're out here on a school night participating in something that raises money for their peers, their fellow students.
The students were just as happy to participate as the first responders were to have them there.
For a second, I didn't know if we were going to win it, but we found a way to pull it out. They definitely had some studs on their team. I think they had some players that played in college, so we were pretty nervous going into the game, but found a way to pull it out. Here at Pikeville High School, we try to support our community in every way we can, no matter who it is, and it's just awesome. If you can see the crowd here, it's crazy, and you can hear it behind me. Like, everybody's here to just support, and it's great. It's awesome.
After all was said and done, the event raised approximately $500 for the Shop with the First Responder program. Reporting from Pikeville, I'm Sean Allen for EKB News. We had a lot of news come out of the sports world this week. For more, let's check in with Andrew Joyce. Andrew.
And this week in sports, we take a look at the Associated Press weekly high school football rankings. Teams from across our region, 6 classes, 3 of those are number 1 and 11 teams mentioned. In single A, it's Paintsville at number 1, then Beechwood, Hazard at number 3, Pikeville's in at number 8. The Phelps Hornets receive votes. In double A, Danville number 1, then DeSales and Mayfield, Prestonsburg and Shelby Valley receive votes. In Kentucky Class 3A, it's Belfry number 1, then Corbin and Boyle County also receiving votes outside the top 10, Pike Central and Lawrence County. In 4A, Johnson Central, unanimous number 1, then Wayne County, Collins, Rockcastle County, and Ashland Blazer. In 5A, it's Covcath at number 1, then Bowling Green and Christian County, Perry Central in this week at number 6. In 6A, it's Louisville Trinity, St. X, and Mail. And the Kentucky Wildcats hadn't beaten the Gators since 1986. It looked like the Wildcats were going to finally end the 31-year streak, but everything changed in the fourth quarter Saturday night. With just under a minute to go, the Gators got a touchdown, took the lead 28-27. In the same minute, the Cats got the ball back. They were in range for a field goal, but a holding call set them back. They try a 57-yarder, and it comes up short. Florida 28, UK 27. And the college basketball world got rocked this week after federal corruption allegations made by prosecutors in New York. Louisville head coach Rick Pitino and athletics director Tom Jurich were both relieved of their duties and placed on administrative leave. A top Adidas executive and 4 assistant coaches across the country are among 10 men charged with using hundreds of thousands of dollars in bribes to influence star athletes' choice of schools, shoe sponsors, and agents. Some of the most explosive allegations appear to involve Louisville, which is already on NCAA probation. That's a look at what happened in sports this week.
A family history of hardening of the arteries puts you at a higher risk of developing carotid artery disease.
The first sign of carotid artery disease could be a stroke. Let us help change your family health history.
Pikeville Medical Center's vascular surgeons provide comprehensive treatment for circulatory disorders. Find out if you are a candidate for vascular screenings. Call 606-218-2202. Pikeville Medical Center, proud member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network.
We are Hit City USA, the biggest hits that defined your generation. From the artists that will forever be a part of our lives. And start your mornings off right with Jumpstart, featuring Paul Manuel weekday mornings from 6 to 9, only on Hit City USA.
There is a musical tradition here unlike anywhere else in America. During this week, we shine a light on part of that musical tradition. So now sit back, relax, and enjoy our mountain music.
It's time now for Mountain Music, being brought to you by the Mountain Arts Center, the main stage of the Country Music Highway.
I still dream, but I can't sleep without you. I still roam, but I'm not free. I still rise, even when I'm falling. Don't you don't wait for me. Ride that train, light that flame without me. Ride that train, break that chain. My grandmother and my mother were both from Hazard, Kentucky. And so they played all that kind of music, particularly my grandmother. She loved the old bluegrass, the old style country back when, the way it was when she grew up in the 40s and 30s. I was also raised on the Beatles back then. That was like the thing. So all that kind of has come together in me, I think, over the years and made me whoever I am. Whatever I am, that comes from that original wellspring. Ride that train, ride that plane without me. Ride that train, break that chain. I wrote a song one day that sounded like it was about the drought. A little light bulb went off and I said, wait a minute, there was a Dust Bowl thing. And then I went on the internet and I started looking and researching. But the more I delved into all that history, the more I realized I had to make the whole record be about it. There's no sky, no clouds above me, no fear, but chores to do. And no wings for me to fly on high, not you. Ride that train, light that flame without me. The song I just played is called Ride That Train, and I wrote it. It's on the new Dust Bowl record. It's a vignette of a guy who got himself locked up in prison, and he made the hardest decision he ever had to make, which was to tell his woman to leave, to get on a train and never come back, to abandon him because he knew that he was no good for her. So he loved her, and that's why he pushed her away, to save her from him. Ride that train, break that chain to me.
I hope you enjoyed a look back at some of the stories that made headlines this week. Be sure to tune in next weekend at 6:30 right here on EKB TV. For This Week, I'm Sean Allen. Have a great weekend.